New Mexico CannaCast. Everything New Mexico, everything cannabis.
Welcome, everybody, to the New Mexico CannaCast. Hello, I'm Josh. Here we are. Everything New Mexico, everything cannabis. And guess who I have with us? I know y'all see some stuff happening. There's different people on the cast. Gonna get excited. So I'll throw it down to IT Jesus real quick.
What's up, everybody? It's Chad here. I'll be short. You see me every week, just a dude on the podcast. I will actually let our new CannaCast member, not just a guest, this is a new member that's going to be joining us every week, or when she can every week. I would like to introduce her, Shannon Jaramillo. Go ahead and introduce yourself and say hello to everybody.
I don't know which side she's on. Yeah, no worries. I'll catch the ball from here. So no, it's super cool to be here with you guys. Obviously, I'm a big fan, and honestly, I respect both of you for the work that you've done in our community. And so, this is super cool that you invited me on, and we do want to, attract more of a woman vibe and female audience to your show. And so I'm happy to be kind of a conduit for people. I'm LGBTQ, I'm woman, I'm Latina, and I'm New Mexican as all hell, so I'll get out. And so I'm very proud of the work that the patient community has done, and so it's an honor to be here and kind of mess around with you guys a few times a week. That sounds fun to me, so I'm all in.
Ooh, wonderful. Yes. Shannon has been around the fight for a while, guys. If you don't know, she owns Seedcrest, which is pretty much, education, all kinds of fun stuff. We were talking about it before the show, how there's plenty of free education out there, right? And get after it if you want to. But like I told them, I'm more of a specialized guy. Like, I want to deal with people that know exactly what they're doing and specialized on it. So, that's why I'm a growing consultant and a cannabis nerd. I stay in my lane. I stay in my lane. That's all I'm saying. I stay in my lane. So if you're looking for education stuff, go see Seedcrest, guys. And if you don't, that's your fault. And whatever happens to you. Good to.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're new to the industry, I mean, it's a good source for you, because if you're new to the industry, you probably won't even know where to start. So, if you're new, great. And if you don't, cool. I mean, it's just an option there for you. And it's a great option. So, but anyway, guys, we're going to get on and go into the episode a little bit further. We really want to kind of touch base about women in the cannabis industry in New Mexico, specifically New Mexico, because it's not talked about, and women really aren't brought up a lot. And that's one reason why we wanted to bring Shannon on the show, to get that perspective on here, because we don't know as men how it is to be women in the cannabis industry. So we want to hear from a woman, directly how it is to be a woman in the cannabis industry. And right. If a lot of people don't know this, the medical cannabis program was pioneered by women. It was an all-women team who really pushed for that law to get passed, and finally they did. So, it was started by women, and, let's get it pioneered by women and get it started. So,
yeah, let's be honest. The New Mexico cannabis industry, as far as what's going on now, everybody's been to that party, right? You go in, you look around, it's a bunch of dudes, right? So that's what's going on. A few months ago, I've been told about the bro show a few months ago. That's what I call it. The bunch of dudes and everything by people, females in the industry, right? And then definitely, what better to have like a somebody in the industry that's female that knows what's going on. We had to throw some more estrogen into the show, right? And so, yeah. So I had to bring Shannon in here, get her view on everything, you know what I mean, and get that idea of what female. She works with tons of just exceptional professional females all over the country, just not in the state of New Mexico. So, you know what I mean, to have that aspect and that experience right there, to be able to work with so many powerful women in the cannabis and in and out of the cannabis industry, is awesome. So yeah, that was our, one of our reasons, we threw Shannon on here, get the estrogen on, and then just, that access to all that greatness she's got going on. So sorry, I just had to talk you up a little bit.
No, I love it. I mean, hell yeah. I think that there's a lot of female producers, women producers, different types of people that are definitely getting involved in this. And excuse me, when I got involved, it took for me to gravitate towards some females that I saw were doing it and could do it, right? The reality of it is paving that way is an honor, and being a pioneer. I mean, we're looking at 3 pioneers right here. In various efforts and ways of bringing people in. I don't know if I would have gotten so involved in the cannabis community had you guys not been so welcoming. That's an example. When I met Chad, he didn't know me from Adam, and sat me down, said, hey, how can I help you here? All of this, right? And let me turn you on to some other people in the industry, right? And at the time, looking at, different people that were playing into it 5-6 years ago, it was Jessica Hilai, Valerie Hubbard, Nicole Morales, Gina Lucero, right? We had these people that were going to the Roundhouse and really representing Ginger Grider, right? All of these great people and females that you guys were all a part of. And it was very welcoming and felt very safe to me to be in a room with you guys, right? I mean, there's some very unsafe feelings and in some rooms of our community, but to be honest, being a part of this, I can say to other people, no, come on in. Let me show you the real people of the community here. And, that's been the most exciting part. And I did share about our community of patient activists and strong women with a group out in Cali. You might know them as Oaksterdam University. And they were totally just beside themselves, saying, we wish we had a patient and a consumer community like that really wrapped their arms around policy, making changes and being part of this thing, right? So I think it's super cool. There's a lot of women in this industry, also gatekeepers, making a lot of dudes look really good. Let's just say that. And the reality of it is if you call any one of these companies, it's likely that the gatekeeper is a woman and somebody getting shit done. That's what I say. We're get shit done women, right? And so we are actually rolling up our sleeves and working with the community, working with employees. And so I think that's a super, that's a big honor. And I don't take that lightly. I take the responsibility very, very seriously.
Love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. And then, you just talking about that reminded me of, yes, how many, maybe that's part of it too. Like, we're always surrounded by really, really motivated, great women, you know what I mean? And all my alliances and everything else have been part of, you just reminded me of how many like exceptional hardcore women that I've got to learn from and have the experience to be around, like you just said, that all that fun stuff at the Roundhouse and, yeah. So they've definitely been there in the advocacy and everything else, even starting this program. So, and like you said, the gatekeepers, you know what I mean? I just want to, I'm excited to see a lot of women, you have the keys to the entire thing, you know what I mean? And see what's going on. One of my dreams as far as the whole women growth thing that we talked about, and we'll just let everybody think about it, because I ain't gonna let the cat out of the bag until I do it. Yeah. It's great. I'm just excited to have you on here and just, all the good things, you took me back down memory lane now. So I'm just going to hush.
Yeah. And every time I see you guys, I feel that way. It was awesome getting to see you guys for that Lucky Leaf thing recently. I mean, hanging out and kind of, bringing it back to that level, right? We do a lot of things at that professional level, but sitting there having a pizza, just normal everyday stuff, and kind of seeing how you guys have been has been super cool. So I'm glad. I love Chad's hair. I know, Chad, you're about to cut it, but hell, man, I love that look on you. So, and Josh, you've been working so hard that I know, you guys have really, I've seen you grow and I've seen a lot of progress. And I know you've seen me too. I tell people I'm 5'2", I'm really 5'1", but I've been growing in other ways, right? So anyway.
Your knowledge
based. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, well, we've been bouncing out. All right. IT keeps us in line here.
So yeah, I mean, it's great. And I love that the fact that, more women are starting to join the industry and are realizing that, this isn't just a male industry, and it's not, and it shouldn't be viewed that way to start with. I have, female cousins who are, showing interest in this industry already. And I'm telling them, do it, get into it. Don't just be the chick working at the dispensary though, be a grower, I hate to cuss, be a bad bitch, just show that you are. And, it's going to create more collaborations within the community. And that's what we need. We need more collaboration, because for the longest time, and Josh and I have said this many times, the medical program was just so like a tight little niche group. There's few that work together here and maybe here and there, and no one really work together, but we need that collaborative effort, and women are really going to help us out significantly on there, because of stuff that I just don't see.
I was thinking that group's still there, we're reaching out to other people.
Yeah. It's getting bigger through other means.
that inner circle's still pretty small.
Right.
So what is your points on collaborative within the community, and including women business owners and stuff like that?
Well, I think networking is key for us to find each other. And then once we do, there is kind of this circuit of women that are working on this thing. Jennifer Merriman at Mountaintop, that's a great example. She's very strong, very knowledgeable individual at that executive level, and I tend to gravitate towards people who are, actually willing to have kind of these types of conversations and help other women into the industry. So I think that's what's going to bring a lot of them in, is that social equity piece that the Cannabis Control Division is promoting at that level. And I hope that businesses are really, vibing over. And that's something that I've been a part of for a while. And no state has gotten that right, by the way. But the barrier to entry for women is that, the stigma does revolve around, oh my God, first of all, a woman smoking a joint, right? That's like reefer madness style. That goes back to, it's going to steal your daughters, it's going to steal your women. And women make a lot of they have a lot of decision-making power in the marketplace, in their homes, in their households, right? So we do have, different archetypes of consumers, and women fall into a couple of categories. The soccer mom, right? You have different people that are involved. And then at the executive level here, you do have a lot of credentialed individuals coming in, starting ancillary businesses, but I think networking and some solid. So I do want to make a call out to everybody watching this. If you are, a woman in this industry or somebody, send them our way so that Chad and Josh and I can visit with them and we can understand their story. The more stories we hear about women up and coming, the more women can see that it's a pathway for them, and I think that we're going to have a lot more of that now that we're all thinking bigger, right? And we're thinking, for us, we creating collaboration, creating synergy. I think that's what this is about, is giving kind of a space to, the opportunity here in New Mexico and saying, okay, this can be viewed a variety of different ways, but it can be very positive. And there are a lot of people out there that are really kind of doing some innovative stuff here in New Mexico. There's a pocket of women. You have Kathleen O'Day over at Scepter. I could keep on and on naming gatekeepers or executives, right? So I'm seeing that up and coming, and we should definitely make ourselves a lifeline here at NMCannaCast for women in the industry. So if you guys have a great story, again, send it in so that we can check it out. Hey, Chad, you're going to have to remind me, where do they send that stuff?
Oh yeah. Just send it to our email, nmcannacast@gmail. And then I put all of our links in the descriptions of all of our videos and podcasts. So you guys can find all our socials there. Just shoot us a message. I'll probably get Shannon on the accounts there too, so she can start responding to the women that, message or everything. If you're more comfortable talking to a woman, by all means, we'll have you talk to Shannon, whatever.
Just put in the subject, talk to woman.
Yeah, talk to woman.
So we won't open it.
I'll tell you, I had a little bit of a reputation of a mama bear person, because I was helping a lot of people back in the day. But really, what I wanted to be is more of a collaborative person in the industry, right? Everybody's doing this thing differently. And so if I can help provide insight on someone else's journey, that's how I came into this, so I was blessed enough to be surrounded by great women, and I still am. And so I'd love to help out, people and women as well, definitely.
Right. And the reason we're talking about women on the show, because we brought a woman onto the show. So definitely we're highlighting women on the show, everybody. So,
and it's something we've been wanting to do for a long time.
I don't want a bunch of dudes being like, oh, we're talking about women all the time. Yeah. But we talk about women, dudes, we talk about cannabis, right? And then women in New Mexico cannabis is what we're talking about, and looking for the boom that's going to happen, right? We already know there's other licenses that got out, you know what I mean? Farm Flourish is women owned. They got their license a couple of days ago. So, I'm excited about all these women owned businesses and everything else, and excited what happens and all the ideas like Shannon was talking about, how creative and stuff. Cause me, I grow, I like to grow, keep it that direction. So, all this real, I don't know, cool stuff that's going to happen, creativity in different businesses and stuff, and the women's viewpoint, right? Because like you said, men have dominated kind of a lot of it.
Yeah. So just be humble, man. Every man comes from a woman. So, just don't forget that.
Right. And just smile and be nice. Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, we were talking about social. What's up, Shannon?
I was just going to say, I think there's a lot of testosterone in growing. And so that's really a niche that I'd like to see more women come into. And it's nice to see welcoming, producers and growers and people kind of, open that space up. So I think that I'm hopeful, because I know we've got a lot of great female farmers here that are already doing that. Taylor Ortiz is one out in Belen. she's wonderful, and she's growing under, I believe it's Genesis Organics or
Yes.
something
Okay.
like
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
And she's got I mean, she's a great example too, and I'd love to have her on. So anyway, casting call to Taylor.
Yeah, no, we'll reach out to her, and
Yeah.
then because like I have conversations with Erin, which she was a nursery and a mother, a female in the industry. Yeah, I mean, if I was anybody out there, guys, and I had a nursery and veg plants, and I was in the Albuquerque area, I'd be sending Erin job opportunities, like straight up.
Right.
Like I've already told her, if I get half the job opportunity to move her down south, guess where I will send her checks her way. Like, that's, like, I don't know. I agree. There's going to be some just wonderful women do some wonderful things in the cannabis. And it excites me because I know I'm gonna have to level up my game too, to compete.
Yes, you will.
Yeah. He knows it. Yeah.
Exactly. So on the next topic, we're just gonna be talking about breaking the stigma, or the social equity part. I know we talked a little bit about it, but let's go down more, because we found out that 85% of dispensary owners are white, white males.
Crackers. I can say that because I'm cracker, everybody. I'm 98% cracker. That's what it said on that little list thing. that commercial that Chad's on.
Oh, the DNA test.
Yes. And I didn't think so. I was like, I'm pretty tan. Let's see what I got. And they're like,
you are a tan white dude.
Yeah, 98% cracker. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, he gets about as tan as I do.
Anyways, so cracker jokes I got.
So in New Mexico, they did add some social equity pieces. And as Shannon said before, no state has done this correctly. To be honest, no state has done, recreation or medical cannabis fully correctly yet. So everybody is still learning and still doing this right. New Mexico, we kind of got an idea, but, we still have some stuff to, to fix and where to go. So what's your kind of side on, where do you think the social equity piece is going to go for women in the industry?
Well, I'm hopeful that more women will enter the industry with more opportunity, and with businesses focusing on how to provide that opportunity, right? I know at work, in my line of work, we are very much so diversity recruiters, and we're attracting people, women, people of all color, different demographics, different knowledge bases to the industry. I'm hopeful too that we will have a pathway for more management type people and individuals to come in to the industry, because really right now we've got a lot of great, entry level folks coming in. And I think that's because of the fact that, people are going, oh, it's a retail industry, right? And so when we look at social equity, I mean, it can do wonders, but I think what's happening is in New Mexico, we've got to put an investment behind it. We can't just talk about it. It's one thing to talk about it and throw it all on the businesses who are already learning. I say we challenge, state officials a little bit more around putting that investment behind it so that we can actualize, a social equity program that does lend itself to some sort of, bridging of different types of individuals into this. I mean, you walk into some dispensaries and in different areas and not see one Native individual behind the counter. That's an example, right? I look at some folks that, are looking at we have a large Native population, a large Latino population, right? And like I said, you want to talk about having, different females come into the industry. I think that this is a prime time because we can shed light on that and kind of foster and develop that, to be honest. I notice on some teams that a lot of the development pieces kind of sometimes fall on these female employees. And so I want to say that, that lends itself to kind of different types of people being able to come in because, if we provide that environment, right, for them. So I think it's going to take all of us, but I do want to tap on the legislator's door and the CCD, economic development, workforce solutions, higher education, and kind of say, okay, as you guys shift these regulations around this, how are we doing social equity? I can tell you that my group has put out a social equity movement, and we're getting the businesses to pay into scholarships, right? And I don't want to go too deep into that because that has to do with our business model, but that's our effort at Seedcrest, and my effort in the community was to go, okay, wait, let's stop and let's see how we can get more people in and pay for their pathway into the industry, essentially, right? So I think it's going to take a lot of great people at a table repeatedly to get this right in our state. But you look at states in the past that have started these efforts, and a lot of it has to do with the application to get into the business and all of that. So we need to look at various, portals, ways people come in. I call it, what does the funnel look like? They're all coming into this area, but they're all coming from different areas, right? And wanting to do different things. So I think it's going to take years before we actualize something. Yeah, and it takes a lot of different people. I mean, it takes the consumers too, and the advocates to speak out about it, just like we have been in the past, you know.
So yeah, pretty much be active. If you want change, show up to Santa Fe, or at least email and call your representatives, your state people.
Totally.
On every level, right? I know we're excited about cannabis. We just had a special session thrown out. So that's the time, right? That we need to put stuff of cannabis in the docket, and what was on the last session, you know, I believe the water rights should just be showing that you have water rights. I don't believe we should have to convert them to commercial stuff like that. I like the changes in that bill. 1,000 plants for the micro licenses. You know, there's a lot of good stuff in that bill. So hopefully we get something on there and they help get that pushed through, and it'll make a positive change. Because I've noticed in the last couple of days we've had a lot of license released.
I think on the 20th they had 10 just in that day.
Good stuff.
So, but yeah, as Josh said, a special session has been announced. I think it was announced on Friday. It won't be till April 5th. So adult sales will already be roaring and growing for a few days. So I don't think they're going to really mess with our adult sales. A lot of people are afraid that they're going to extend it to, like, I think the fall.
No.
That's not going to happen. They can't do that unless it's a law change, because it is in statute. They can't make a rule change to extend it. So we'll see what happens.
So with us talking about adult use, I always ask this, right? Shannon, since I'm the devil's advocate of the whole situation, how long do you think we'll have cannabis after April 1st? Like, when do you believe we will run out?
Well, we need to track this conversation so that on the next episode and the following, we can follow up on it.
We'll have goal dates of what happens in the state. All right. And so then we'll find out where we're at.
It'll take a full week, but by week, I mean school week, 5 days. Okay. So if we start on a Monday, it would end on a Friday. So that's what I'm saying, that full 5. So I'll just say 5 days.
So 5 business days.
5 business days.
Okay.
Of these people up and running, essentially.
Okay.
So, and my prediction, I think we said already 36, and Josh, I mean,
mine's 6 hours.
And someone actually undercut Josh yesterday.
Oh yeah. I was talking to Ryan Sayre, Propagation Solutions, you know, one of the top installers in the nation, right? He just got out of Oregon. He's flying down to Florida to help install the True Leave a thing with a guy named Miami Mango, one of the other top dudes in the nation. Like, so Ryan's one of the top installers in the nation, guys. We have one of the top fertigation installers in the nation living in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Just FYI, everybody, if you're looking for somebody that's crazy. And I'll have to introduce you, Shannon, to him. He's a great guy, very smart in the industry, understands it in multiple levels. He undercut me and said 3 hours. And that's the first person that's undercut.
Are we talking flour only, or just all products?
Everything.
I'm talking flour.
I'm talking flour.
Yeah, because flour, like, once flour, you're sold out to me. Like, people go to buy flour. You know what I mean? To be a rec person, hey man, let's go get a bunch of carts. No, you know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, you want to go share a cart together, Shannon? You know?
Well, but people are going to be turned on to a cart if they can't get the amount of flour that they can get, right?
So that'll happen. But I believe like the flour sells, and from what I've tracked of inventory in the state, we're gonna see. Maybe we'll have a special CannaCast November 1st.
Well, actually, on April 1st, Josh and I were planning on going to the dispensaries and kind of do interviews of people waiting in line and stuff. So I mean, we're still kind of thinking of doing that.
We're gonna we'll see what goes on and how busy we are. There's no telling. That's like 10 days from now.
10 days from now. A lot can happen in 10 days.
You know it. You're in the industry. You know what I mean. How it is in 2 days.
Right. Well, yeah, we'll have to see. I think, companies and their employees should be putting together strategies around different scenarios and just how to handle this. And, really their employees and their salespeople and their customer service at the retail level need to really understand what it means to, retain customers, how to get them to come back. If all of a sudden you're the third store they've hit and everybody's out of flour, you're going to be the one they're angry with. They may not be so angry with store number 1, number 2, but are you number 3, right? Or are you number 1, right? Or are you, innovative and actually able to turn that person onto something different? Do you have a methodology to take in their data and say, hey, Josh, I'm really sorry that we didn't have what you wanted today on day 2 of rec sales. But if you come back by X date, are they armed with that information at that customer facing level. Otherwise, your employees are going to be a nervous wreck by the end of the first week. And you really like, I'm promoting this, support, safety and security is going to be key, all of this, because there's going to be so many different individuals coming into medical settings now and all of this different stuff. So it's going to be a little bit all over the place for a while, and until we kind of even out. But we're in it together, I guess. That's what we could tell the people watching this and listening, is that we're in it together.
And I tell a lot of the people, especially the customers, be a good customer. Like we told them the last episode, a lot of these people, this is going to be the first day operating, maybe the first week operating. And some of these people, this is their first time operating a business together. So, that they're going to be getting the kinks out. They're going to be getting any issues out of the way. They're going to run into issues they haven't even thought of yet on that day. And you might be the unlucky one that has to deal with it. So just be patient, guys. This is the first day for everybody, essentially. So just keep it that way. Everybody's first day is on April 1st. Right. So just be very patient. And yeah, it's going to be a while before everything kind of smoothens out.
Well, and my opinion on this, you look about like sales, what medical sales are, and I believe we're going to go 3 to 4 times is more sales daily right off the bat when rec hits. The April 1st, I believe, lines. I see half of Texas coming. They know they're already coming into stores on the borderlands, asking, 10 to 20 times a day in these dispensaries. I've talked to people that y'all ain't selling it yet. I thought it was legal. You know what I mean? So
there's signs at every dispensary.
Right.
People keep asking.
So now, I see now that people are already jonesing and ready. And then 420 is 3 weeks away after that, which is another whole thing we'll talk about. But yeah, if you're going to be, guys, just be ready for long lines. Be ready to learn some about people in front of you, behind you, and yeah, just celebrate the historical day. And all y'all employees out there that've never ran high volume settings, God bless you.
Yeah.
Because
good luck.
Breathe and one step at a time, whatever you're doing, right? Because chaos will go around you. I've been fortunate enough to be in a lot of chaotic situations in a business setting just because of restaurants. Yeah, great stuff. And so just one step at a time, stay focused to what you're doing, and don't let it get you, right? Don't let it get it flustered. And if you get flustered, go to the back, cry it out, and come on front and do it again. Smile. So that's my 2 cents on the environment retail.
I think that's a good way to put it. I think consumers, if should be ready to purchase something other than what they arrived to purchase, if they want to be part of it in that way and buy on. What I mean is they may not have your, the blue dream you're relying on to get you through the day for your PTSD, and maybe your card expired. I mean, there's going to be so many scenarios, and you're buying it for the first time. I encourage, the people to go, okay, I'm open to other products as a consumer, right? I'm going to learn. And also that the people behind the scenes, bud tenders, med tenders, whatever you want to call patient care techs, retail associates, essentially behind the counter, be ready to also talk about other products, be innovative, give that space, and, have some sort of alternative care that you can give that person, right? Where you have a conversation with them. And I think that like I said, we're all moving in this together, but guess what? Understanding the marketplace, the law, and the industry helps you to navigate and know exactly where we are now. So also the media is a little bit tricky. They're like, oh, we're going to have cannabis, we're going to have all this, and no one's going to run out. And even some of the legislators are saying that. That is, I'll tell you, at the ground zero level, we all know that just simply isn't true. So we're trying to give our best on this so that we can help people, right, guys? So that people just have their expectations set kind of, a little more balanced than way up here, because, that's the reality of this thing. So we got to get it on its feet.
Yeah. And lawmakers, they're lawmakers. They have their own businesses they're running, since we don't pay our lawmakers in New Mexico. So they're not plugged into the cannabis industry like us, right? Us three, you see on this, I guarantee you, we breathe, eat in New Mexico cannabis right now. If we're not looking, like how many times have we hit up and talked and from one thing or another, looking for, this or that, or what this rule, that rule, double checking with each other. Yeah, when new rules come out, we get text messages, right? Whatever's out, emergency rules just dropped here, or this happened here. So there's that little circle, and people get text messages and everything else like that. It's because we breathe New Mexico cannabis. Like we love this program. We love where we're at. We love what we're doing. We'll be honest, like we've all been in situations and we've all had that thought, what are we doing? And should we keep doing this? In the New Mexico cannabis world, like many of times. So we get everybody out there that's new to the industry that's happening. We know you're going to go through that. You know what I mean? There's definitely resources out there. Like I said, Seedcrest, I'll plug it in because I believe in it. Right. You know, and be honest with you, I'm working to help Seedcrest even be able to put more employees into situations here soon, like out of facilities that we're working with. So I'm excited about all kinds of fun stuff and how we're going to get more people involved, just like Shannon, like quality people. And then, you know, like she said, if you're in the management world and you don't like your management job, I went through my midlife crisis at 29 managing. And I wished at that time I could have transitioned into cannabis or something, you know, because I liked management, just didn't like what I was managing. So be aware of that. So you're definitely on high demand right now, right? Management level employees. So, and then with some good education, your money, right?
Yeah, because you know you need to know more about just managing when it comes to the cannabis industry. You need to know about cannabis culture. You know, cannabis culture is a huge thing. You know, if someone can tell if you're not of the culture, you know, if you're not of the cannabis culture, they're most likely not going to listen to you or not really respect you. I understand in a work environment you should, but that's just the way things are. And Shannon, I think you're going to say something.
No, I was going to say, because I'm looking at you and I'm thinking of veterans. Just to be honest, I'm thinking this is also a great space for veterans to be and to consider. And so, you know, we've got a lot of people that have management experience that, you know, have a background that want to get into this. And I think when we're talking about social equity, management, the opportunity overall, I just want to call out to more veterans like yourself to get involved, because it's a safe space and it's a fostering, you know, kind of environment for people who want to get involved and bring what they know to the industry. There's a lot of people that know a lot of stuff that I've never even thought about, right? So I look to learn from different types of people. And, you know, I think it's great that we have such a diverse group on this podcast so that we can attract them and kind of shed light on the reality. I call it, you know, let's talk about realidad, you know, the reality of this thing, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, totally. I dig it. And I think that we're only going to see this thing move the way it can. The legislators, you know, they've opened up the bottleneck that was there before. Now it's open. Now they've got to contend with other bottlenecks that were created from that moment, AKA testing, education, you know, these other pieces that it seems like they're trying to move on from what I'm gathering from them.
Right. And our workforce, you know what I mean? We have a lot of entry levels that they're willing and ready to learn, but you have to go through an experience and some time to be able to work your way up on a different level. So, right. You know, the workforce, you know, that's why I always suggest, you know what I mean? Get your information, just get your foundation, right? And in this industry, it's going to change. So at least you have somebody that tells you, you know what I mean? We have to move this sewage line over here because the new rules, right? Just the foundation like construction. You want to know when that happens, or that variance, or the different ordinance, or whatever comes out, or be aware of what to fight. Like next year's session, you know, we're already talking, like we have a special session now, but we've already talked about next year's session, like what to look in, talking to business owners, like what do we need to help with and try to get, you know, for an industry, what do we need to do to make New Mexico better as a whole, and definitely, you know, be more of New Mexico community all together, welcome everybody in, you know, and definitely, like, that's definitely the more I want to see, you know, women led this program from the beginning. So I have a hunch that New Mexico will probably lead it here directly in the nation as far as women doing things here. Just, I don't know.
I do too. I mean, I see it. I mean, we'll probably see more women breeders too, which would be great. You know, I've only seen one nationally, so seeing more women in the industry is going to be, you know, fantastic to see. And I think New Mexico is going to be one of the first ones to really go that direction. I
do know a New Mexico female breeder.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. I won't name drop her yet. She'll kick my butt if I do it now.
But yeah, that's all we have for this show, guys. I just want to give a quick shout out to MMJ Radio or Larry. He's our producer. Thank you for doing all this for us. I also want to shout out Matt Tanner from Stone Date Clothing. Great stuff, man. You're doing a lot of great stuff in the industry. Josh, do you have anything?
No, everybody, we're getting close. Mad love. I hope everybody wins. If you're getting ready to grow, guys, you know, it's happening. Outdoor season, start be thinking about it. And all the growers and all the retailers that are what, 10 days out. I hope you're training. I hope you're thinking. I hope you're playing Eye of the Tiger. Eye of the Tiger, right? Getting that Rocky on. You know, and like I said, I'm excited to have Shannon on here, have more of a female influence on the NMCannaCast. And so, yeah, we bring more females in. I would love to see that happen more. And let's get kind of rid of the bro show, as some of the females tell me.
Yeah, and starting today, the bro show ends on this show.
Woo!
So Shannon, go ahead. What's your shout outs and your outro? Go ahead.
Even though I feel like I'm part of your bromance, I think I want to give a shout out to all of the individuals looking into this industry, discovering it for the first time, and also people that are, participating in the economics and the commerce of this thing. I think that's what builds the jobs, right? So stakeholders jumping in, putting their investments into the community, and small businesses. So I want everybody to be thinking support local, but also be welcoming, because this thing is going to grow in ways that we can't even imagine. And so, I just, my last shout outs are to Chad and Josh for allowing me to be part of this thing. I just want to keep it positive. This really, if there's any, influencers or folks that are, really looking to talk about their story, especially women in the industry, we're here for you here at the NMCannaCast podcast.
Yep.
So I'll learn more, and we'll throw some killer topics in here as we go. And I'm just looking forward to being part of it. And I'm committed to helping and also creating more pathways for women. So thanks you guys for putting this together, because it's very meaningful.
Awesome. Well, that's everything we have for this week. Josh, go ahead and get us out of here.
Cool.
All right.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us in the New Mexico CannaCast. Mad love to you out there. Get ready to be overgrown, New Mexico, and we'll catch you next week with some more cool stuff.